A Dollar Tree toy test is where I take a whole bunch of things from the Dollar Tree and I test them to see if they are worth your dollar. Hey you guys, it's Christina from the Purple Alphabet and welcome to my channel. I do ideas and inspirations to learn through play, plus a little bit of hauls and giveaways here and there sprinkled in between. So today we are doing a Dollar Tree toy test, and that is exactly what it is, what it sounds like. I go to Dollar Tree, I buy a couple of toys and I test them out to see if they actually work and if they're worth your dollar. I do a Dollar Tree toy test every once in a while, maybe every other month, 2 months or so. So I have a whole playlist of previous Dollar Tree toy tests I've done. You can check that out and see if there's anything you've been kind of eyeing and wondering about. It might be already in one of my videos. So today I am testing a whole bunch of things, and so just hold on to your seats, grab a cup of coffee, because we're gonna cover a lot today. Here's just a little bit of the things we're going to cover today in the toy test. I actually did find these ceramic paint kits. I love the ceramic paint kits from the Dollar Tree. They are always a hit, so I was curious to see if these were too. The only downside to these is that you are limited in colors, but my girls did find some creative ways to mix the colored paint to make new colors, which was a lot of fun in itself. These are great quality. They make great gifts. They are going on our mantle as decorations once they are done. So I do have to say that once again, these paint kits are a huge thumbs up. Next up is this friendship bracelet kit. It says it's for ages 6 and up, and my daughter just turned 6, so I was curious to see if she'd be able to grasp this. It comes with a wheel. That's where you're going to do your weaving, instructions, and some embroidery floss. And so once I cut it and set it up according to instructions, it was very confusing. I didn't seem to have enough string that they required. I tried to do this over a couple of times. The instructions were not very clear on how to use the wheel, and it wasn't very descriptive. I did look online and I found a whole bunch of videos on YouTube that tell you how to do this and even how to make one on your own with no kit, with a piece of cardboard. So I definitely recommend checking that out for detailed instructions. But overall, because this did not have a lot of instructions, it was very confusing and I don't think it had enough material. I'm going to give it a thumbs down. But if you go online and look at those tutorials, I bet you can learn how to do it using this wheel. The My Blocks building block sets are pretty much a staple at Dollar Tree. They had a couple new kits that I wanted to try out. I have the fire truck and also the rescue helicopter, and they come with a whole bunch of pieces to put together. They have instructions, but they're not as detailed as some of the name brand building blocks that you have out there, and they're really small and tiny. It's kind of hard to read. So this did require a little bit help from me with my girls, but we were able to put them together rather successfully, and I think they turned out really cute. The pieces don't always stick together the best. The little man here kept falling out and I had to keep him in there, but they are really cute if you aren't going to have a lot of rough play with them. And supposedly they work with the name brand like bricks too. I actually thought the helicopter was the cutest because it could actually spin on top, the little piece on top. So I'm giving these a thumbs up. Next up, we have the bolts kits. These are from a name brand and I thought I would give them a try. They're probably for older kids. My 6-year-olds had a little bit of trouble doing these. Tons of tiny little parts. So I'm thinking maybe I don't know, 7, 8 years and older, maybe even a preteen would really like these kits. It comes with everything you need to build it, but the instructions on the back are very minimal. You really have to look and understand how it works. Here is our airplane, our biplane that we made, and it turned out pretty cute. I do like the helicopter once again the best because it has a propeller that can spin. I'm giving these a thumbs up. These travel activity packs caught my eye because I'm constantly making restaurant kits. As you guys know, I do videos about those all the time, but this seemed to have a little bit of everything. It had a huge list of items that were in here, and I was curious to see how they fit everything inside. So I'm going to open it up and show you the one that's marketed for boys. That's another thing that I didn't like about this, is that it labeled it boys and girls when I think they could be very interchangeable. But inside you get this full puzzle. You also get this domino games that you break apart the cards, and you get a set of crayons. On the front it talked about all these different games that were inside, and I couldn't figure out what they were at first until I opened up the case itself, and that's where all the games are. So I was a little surprised to see them on the cover, but it was a clever way to package it, so I'm not quite sure if I like that or not. My kids did enjoy making this. If you were to take it into a restaurant, it's a very compact way to play. The games on here kind of ranged for different age levels. Some are really easy, some are a little bit more difficult. The puzzle was probably typical of any other Dollar Tree puzzle puzzle you would buy, and usually you would buy those puzzles for $1 just for the puzzle. So for that, it is a really, really good value. Although I don't know if you'd want to take all of these puzzle pieces into a restaurant. The girls' kit was very similar, just a little bit pinker and a little bit more girly. And it had the same thing, a full puzzle, a package of crayons, and all of the things inside that the other kit did, as well as the domino game. Once again, everything was printed on the inside of the travel case, just like the other kit. Overall, because this is a take and go kind of thing and you do get quite a bit of things to do, I'm going to give it a thumbs up, although I thought it would be a little bit more. Next up is the dice game called Left, Center, Right, and it came with 2 dice and some chips, and basically you roll and each symbol on the die tell you whether you're going to pass your own chips to the right or to the left or drop them in the center. Even my 4-year-old got into this game and was very entertained. We played it several times. It was super easy to do, super easy to understand, and I really, really do think it is a lot of fun. You could probably make this game on your own with some other materials, but everything was all put together for $1. I did see this at some major stores like Target and Walmart in a larger version, but this is just as good, just as fine, and even a better value. So I'm definitely going to give this one a thumbs up because you can also learn your left and right. I did find this cross stitch kit. I feel like I've seen these quite a bit throughout the years at Dollar Tree, so I don't think it's a new item. We picked up the B pattern. They had several other patterns, and I was just curious to see if it was actually of good quality. Inside you get all of the yarn, you get a little plastic needle. They have instructions here. You get the plastic frame to do your cross stitch on, which is a good way to do it for a beginner. Plus you get the picture to match up your colors. I do have to say threading the yarn onto the plastic needle was a little bit difficult, but once we got that done, we were good and ready to roll. I had to give some lessons to my 6-year-old on how to do this, and we did it together just because she doesn't quite have the knack for it yet, but we worked on it together and it was a lot of fun. We're still working on it. It's not even close to being complete. I think we're finished an antenna so far, so it is a long-term project, or if you have a child that's a little bit older, they might be able to do it in a couple of hours sitting. But overall, I think this is a really good starter project to see if your child is interested in cross stitch, if they enjoy it, so you can graduate to more complicated, more difficult ones with using actual cross stitch fabric. So for everything you get, definitely a thumbs up. Just is going to take a little bit of work and practice and figuring it out. Let me know your experience with these Dollar Tree toys, because sometimes you guys have a little bit of a different experience than I have. So it might be helpful to other people reading down in the comments. So if you've tried any of these and you have your own different experience, let me know. Make sure to click subscribe to see more videos like this and to give me a thumbs up to show your love.